Hello Mopar family, my name is Chinei and this is Lux. Lux, say hi. Hello! We have 10 Dodge Challengers RT mods to share with you. Enjoy this video. Okay, what's up? That's me again.
What's up, YouTube? As my co-producer so eloquently stated, we got 10 Dodge Challenger RT cosmetic mods to share with you. But before we get to this video, go ahead and drop a comment and support my niece. She's a future YouTuber, interior designer, veterinarian, and farmer. Show her some love and let's get to this video. Okay, this is a very inexpensive mod. The side markers, the Mopar side markers. Probably paid less than 10 bucks and took me a few minutes to put that thing on there. I think it looked pretty good. That's a new one. The old one, I took them off. I had them on there for like 5 years. And let's take a look at the back in the red. Yep, easy to put these on. All you do is get up under here and pop it out. I like it, man. If you're not trying to break the bank, spending a lot of money, all those other things, you can get something like this and it'll last 4 or 5 years before you have to change it out. Okay, next we got those mud flaps. Mud flaps is a must on a Dodge Challenger. And look at the width. That's a 305 tire on the back. That's a drag radial Mickey Thompson tire. Got a staggered rotor. That's got a Wheelwood big brake kit on there, and that is a 20 by 10.5 Ashanti wheel. I like an open wheel. That way it's easy for you to get in there and keep that thing clean. Let's look at the front here. And on the front, that is a BF good wrench. That's a 245 45. No, I'm sorry, that's a 255 45 20, and that's sitting on that's a 20 by 9, and those are 6 pistons on the front on that Wheelwood brake kit and 4 on the back. Yeah, I like that. I like the way that thing sits out there. I think it looks pretty good. No spacers or anything on there. I don't have any scrubbing issues with that 305 tire. Everything fits pretty good. All right. Okay, next let's check out these Maxpeter floor mats. And backside like Velcro. I don't think I paid too much for these. I think it was a little over 100 bucks. I had them now for about 3 years. Yeah, not a lot of wear and tear. Yeah, easy to clean them. I just take a spray bottle, just spray them, and it's actually 3 layers, and you see how it's made. Like if you waste water or anything in there, it will actually hold it in place, and that way you can just take it out and dump it. But you know, I like it. Actually, let's let you see what the one in the back look like. So fits in there perfect. Yeah, they're some of the best ones I found. I'm sure there's a lot of others out there, but I like these because they fit perfect in the vehicle, and I don't think I will ever switch up when it comes to this vehicle with these here. Okay, the next mod is going to be the fog light upgrade, the tinted fog lights. These they're not functional because I haven't hooked up the wire harness, and my standard fog lights were not compatible to these. So I figured, since I don't ever use the fog lights anyway, it didn't matter to me that, you know, these would be non-functional, because I've never really actually turned them on. So that's why I just decided to go ahead and get them smoked out to match the headlights that I have already smoked as well. So that was the big reason for doing that. And now this is just a cool, inexpensive cosmetic mod here. I don't know if they make them like this anymore, because I purchased this like 4 years ago. Some mods can be inexpensive and still look fairly good on the vehicle, and I think that's one of them. The next mod is going to be the rally stripe. Fairly easy mod to install. I think it looks great. I didn't put it here in the front here. I did put it down here on the hood. Okay, now the next mod, the painted gauge rings. This is definitely one of my favorite mods here. You're basically gonna have to remove all this in order to get this gauge out, and cost me $9 just for the paint. You know, being that that's plastic, I will paint some plastic, but that's the only thing I will put paint on. Now it's very tricky when you're removing that ring, because basically what you're doing, you're gonna have to, there's some melted plastic holding this ring in place, so you're gonna have to scrape away that plastic and pull that ring out. But when you're putting it back in, you're gonna have to make sure you don't scratch up your lens at the same time. But I like it because I think it goes along with, you know, the other blue that I have here. So yep, that is one that I really like, but it can be difficult putting this thing back in, because like I said before, you're gonna have to take your time and work with it a little bit. It's not gonna be easy, but you know, you can get it done. That's if you don't mind taking a risk. But at the end of the day, if you somehow mess up this lens, you can get another one for less than $100 and put it back in there. Okay, let's get to the next mod. This mod here, the painted intake manifold. I have never seen this done on a Dodge Challenger RT. Initially, I was going to go out and spend $450 to upgrade that intake manifold. But before I did that, I decided, well, let me take this thing off and take it to one of the paint shops in town and see if they could put a shine on it. And fortunately for me, the gentleman said, yeah, I can do that. And now it's been 4 years, and there aren't any really chips, but just right along here. And that's simply because I'm always taking that fuel rail cover off, and that's why that part is chipped. But other than that, I mean, this thing is held up. Also, the crossover cable that came across here, I was not feeling that crossover cable. So what I did, I upgraded my fuel rails. I have the I think I got them from A2 Speed. I don't know if you can see it. It's right there. And the crossover is all the way back here in the back. So that kind of opened that up. And like I said before, it's holding up pretty good. The shine is still there. So saved me a lot of money. So if you know, something you would want to do, it'd be a lot cheaper than going out getting another intake manifold. Now also, there are 10 bolts here. Okay, so it's important when you're putting this thing back on that you torque this thing back to specs and not over torque it, because if you over torque it, you're gonna crack that plastic. And for the Dodge Challenger 2016 RT, my the torque was like 9 foot-pound for me, so not that much torque at all to get that back on there. And it was easy to take off, easy to put back on, one-man job. And yeah, that's it. That's my second favorite cosmetic mod. Okay, my top cosmetic mod is going to be the Barton short shifter. Now, some may consider this to be a performance mod, but I consider it to be a cosmetic mod simply because I haven't noticed a big difference with the stock shifter and this shifter for its performance wise. I mean, it's a lot tighter, and it feels, you know, pretty good. It goes into all the gears fairly easy, a little quicker. But at the same time, when I'm out doing 0 to 60s, I really haven't seen you know, an increase in the performance from one to the other. Now, one thing I would say about this, it was a fairly easy install for me. The only issue I had was there are 2 shifter pins in this area that you're gonna have to put in there. And if you got big hands like I do, you don't have that much room for us putting those shifter pins in. And somehow my shifter pins came out. I mean, I know I do a lot of you know, rough shifting and everything, but I'm just still not sure how they came out, because they have a little, you have to turn it and lock it on each side. One was locked down and one was locked up. So I'm not sure how they came out, but I put some blue Loctite on them when I purchased some more and put them in there, just to make sure that didn't happen again. It's powder coated, of course. And I mean, I have a thing about when it comes to painting or powder coating. If it's plastic, like these things here, I will paint it. But if it's aluminum, metal, steel, whatever, it has to be powder coated. That way it's gonna last longer, you know. So that's my thing. And as my cousin Herb B would say, not powder coat, drop some of that sugar on it. Okay, all right, let's move on to the next mod. All right, let's take a look at this Wicker Bill. When it comes to getting a Wicker Bill, you got so many options. I decided to get the one that had the dip here, and of course it's powder coated, and there are many colors to choose from. And I think I got this from Downforce Solutions, and it was my wife's idea to make those black instead of the chrome look. It gives the vehicle a different look. Now, all these cosmetic mods I just ran through, you can do them on your own. You can do them yourself. Even this, I put this on myself. Just having the proper tools is the key to everything. But when it comes to some of the performance mods, like my headers, shout out to Greg, helped me with that. And when it comes to the catback exhaust, let's see, I had to change a couple rear axles on this thing, a few other performance mods. I always get a different set of eyes or get someone to assist me with doing that. I don't try to tackle those alone. The Wheelwood big brake kit, you know, I'm not a mechanic, so I'm not gonna sit there and try to tackle those things alone. Even though I can go out there and look and redo my research and see how it's supposed to go on, I still tend to always, you know, get another mechanic eyes with me. So I'm gonna shout those guys out here, so you'll see the other ones that have assisted me with some of these performance mods. Now, fortunately for me, I have a place to go to do a lot of these modifications for my vehicle, and I think that's important, because some of these mods require more than one person. Now, these two gentlemen here are normally available to assist me when I'm doing some of these modifications. We got Leo. Go ahead and say a few things,
hey,
Leo.
How you doing? Now, on here, just like anything else, you want to make sure stuff fits before you start taking your car apart. Otherwise, you can end up taking it all apart, find out that the mod doesn't fit your particular car, and then have to put it all back just to send the parts back. So make sure you know exactly what you're getting, and that it's going to work with the vehicle combination that you do have.
All right, outstanding.
How's everybody doing? I'm Zach. I've helped Tony do a few things on this car. Again, I'm gonna second what Leo said. Make sure you double, triple check everything you do. Make sure that you contact all these tech lines and support lines. That's what these people are here for. Make sure you ask people. Because all your modifications have to work together to give you a cool hot rod.
Absolutely. Hey, an extra set of eyes never hurt. All right. Thank you, guys.